Hey, so let's talk about vacuuming and some different ways on keeping the floor clean and using this tool to its full potential. So 3 different tools I'm going to tend to use with this. One is a small round brush, crevice tool, and then of course our 14-inch floor brush. Some guys like to use the felt floor tool, and that's fine. I've always found the brush actually does a better job, especially on open grain species like oak and stuff, actually getting down into some of that grain and helping sweep it out. The round floor tool, I'm actually going to use on window ledges, furniture, maybe between the spindles on a staircase and stuff, just so I can clean stuff up above the floor typically, or around detail work down below. So that's one place. Also on trim work, you know, if I've got to come around my trim work on the top, get that cleaned off, even on top of outlets and stuff. So that's one good place for your small round brush to be pretty effective in helping you get the floor and the job site clean. Then one thing we're always going to do is put our crevice tool in. Some guys will put this on the end of their wand, however you want to do it. But before I vacuum the rest of the floor, I'm actually going to go around and hit all the sides. And that's because those are, you know, I'm in my final cleaning stage now. I want to get all the dust bunnies, any of the debris and stuff that might be underneath those areas, get it cleaned out of there. Because even when I go back then with my 14-inch floor brush, if I stick it up to some of my trim work or, you know, anything else that may be on the floor like this, and there's a big dust bunny under there, I may start to suck it up, but then I'm going to pull my brush away from the wall. A lot of that debris may get pulled out with it, and I may not go back to that area, so then I got a problem there. And then when we get to actually the floor tool, the floor brush, what I want to do is first create kind of a safe, clean path. So I would typically come in and be going, you know, pushing everything up against the wall, just in this path so I can get everything picked up there. And you'll see I'm creating this safe, clean path as I go across. Right? Then once I get to the edge of the room and I've created that safe, clean path, now I can turn around and start going back the other way. And the other thing that you're going to want to do is have a method or understand that I don't want to push this forward and then move it over and then come back. I'm usually going to want to push everything forward and come back in the same path. Then I can overlap where I was before a little bit, up and back in the same path. And the reason is this: if I go up and come over and I've got a bunch of debris right here and I'm pulling it back, the way that the vacuum floor tools are shaped, I've got a little opening here, but it's closed on the back. So if I pull this back and I've got that big pile of debris, I may not get it all pulled back or pulled up from the back side. Now, if I tip my brush up a little bit, I might, but I think it's just a best practice to always up and back in the same path, then go over, and that way I'm using that little funnel that's cut out of the front and the solid portion of my back brush to do a much better job in picking everything up. So I'm going to work my way all the way across the room like that, and when I get to this wall or the other wall, now I'm going to move forward. All right, up and back in the same path, and I always want to be moving forward, and I almost do a kind of a big oval, or if we call it a J-turn, the same thing we use when we're edging, right? Just to make sure I'm not pulling anything in this path back over with me. And then you can use your foot to just kick it over a little bit, makes it pretty handy. But this way, if I'm moving forward, so let's say my wall over on this side is right here, so now I'm to the wall, and then I move forward again, I'm always pushing debris ahead of myself. I'm always pushing it towards the far wall that I'm working towards. And again, I think that's just one of the best ways to make sure you're getting the majority of the debris and stuff picked up, that you're not chancing that too much stuff is going to be pulled back behind the vacuum and then left as a little pile there. It's creating that safe path, working your way out from there, but also having a bit of a method or technique on how you're working this vacuum head, just to make sure you're keeping everything ahead of yourself.